So I'm on the spot to be mean about this?
Thought you had something to say about California.
No, it's an interesting question, and it applies to a lot of companies that are not necessarily bricks and mortar, but operating in the real world and running tangible, trying to make flights on time. I operate in the ether. I run a web company, and it doesn't matter at all. California is not seminal to what we do even remotely. Our team is actually spread out. We've got someone in Manhattan, we've got someone in Virginia, we have someone in Phoenix, and I'm here, and someone in Colorado. So other than, getting creative with phone calls, it doesn't matter. And I can see, however, that trying to be a little bit more agreeable for you. What's interesting is that the web is going, there's a very hot red center of the web that's going hyper-local, and I'm sure you've all heard this before. And hyper-local is, going to be companies like Yelp, where it matters a lot to them that they're going to try and get a nucleus of people and of activity in San Francisco or in Chicago. It's how Craigslist started. I mean, sometimes if your web company is going to be reviewing something that exists in the real world, then it matters a lot to have the same sort of spirit and demeanor and locality that your online and offline people are going to have. But for me, it's just we're open enough that it doesn't matter.
So I actually, with SF Entrepreneur, which is the name of the meetup group that you found on Meetup, it's called SF because it's San Francisco. And so I kind of mentioned it. My first meetup started with 5 people, and now we have 2,400 on the member list. And SF Entrepreneur itself, just being so local, we never going to change that name. We live in San Francisco. I actually flew in from New York yesterday, and I was reading the stat. It's only about 700-some thousand people in San Francisco, and that's it. It's actually not a very big city. But what's the cool thing about California and San Francisco, especially the Bay Area? I love it here because everybody wants to do something. It doesn't matter you are an entrepreneur or not an entrepreneur, and in a way, what's the right word for it? Entrepreneur within a company. Everybody is so exciting. And one thing that I noticed when I went to New York, people walk down the street, they're all kind of like angry. Like, they're not happy. And it's a subway, maybe it's just pollution or whatever. It's just like, I'm there, I walk in the elevator, I'm like, hi, like, I'm happy. Like, it must be the air or whatever it is. But I think California really nurture a lot of great people with great energy, and I'm excited to be here. But having said that, BizTech this year, I'm very, very thankful. When I went over to Asia, I'm originally from Hong Kong. For those English is not my first language, so sometimes I say kind of weird things. So when I went to Hong Kong and Shanghai, there are people over there actually told me, we'd love to do BizTech here. And I'm like, great, how do we do that? So that's one of the reasons why Andre is working back there to really test our live streaming. So one of the things that we're going to be working with Hong Kong and where my hometown is, and Dublin, Thurgini, or maybe Cape Town, we'll see, and Poland, where Andre is originally from, a few cities that we will actually stream maybe an hour of BizTech in October. So we can actually do some live Q&A. That is when your business really have no borders. It's really, with the technology these days, you can really be anywhere and make a difference to a customer, whatever you want to call it, but you can really impact them through the web. And that's the magic, I think, in technology. And yeah, that's that.
Thank you. You said 2 words that was actually going to lead me to my next section, the Q&A and borders.